Alrighty guys, Xcon here, and I'm back with FrosTiC for
Hey,
E3 predictions. Today we're going to be doing Ubisoft, Sony, and Nintendo. Um, this one's probably going to be a bit shorter than the last one we did ramble on about some stuff.
yeah,
But Ubisoft, will, just like EA, not a whole lot special. Um, Obviously, Far Cry 5 already announced. That'll probably get some gameplay. Um, and then The Crew 2 will probably get some gameplay and then a release date. Hopefully, The Crew 2 has more stuff, more cities than The Crew 1 did.
just just better.
Yeah, just because The Crew 1 actually looked pretty interesting to me.
And then it was just kind of a
Yeah,
letdown.
yeah, but then like there's only like 7 or 8 cities.
It'd be cool, like, like, if they did somehow a game where you could, like, go through the whole United States, that'd be cool, but, like, it would have to be such a big game that they wouldn't even do it.
Yeah, like The Crew 1, you could go through the entire United States, but like there's only like there wasn't many cities.
Yeah,
It's like just have like one big city from each state, and yeah, some of the bigger states, obviously maybe two, like California and like Texas, but
mm-hmm.
it's like just fucking put like you know
Yeah, like California, like, do, like, San Francisco and Los Angeles.
yeah, and then
Like, Texas, I guess you could do,
I don't know,
like, I don't even know, San Antonio and then Houston or Dallas.
yeah,
And then like go through like Florida, maybe you could do like Miami and either like Jacksonville or Tampa Bay.
yeah,
Pennsylvania, even do Pittsburgh and Philadelphia.
hmm
Just like, multiple cities in some of these places
yeah, like
that have more than one big city in them.
yeah, like The Crew 1 had like New York, Miami, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Chicago, and Detroit. Is there any more? Yeah, that's about all the cities they really had.
Yeah,
And fucking, if you look at the map, Las Vegas is not even in the right fucking state.
it's not even in Nevada.
Yeah, it isn't. And like, the fucking Detroit and Chicago, they're not that far away from each other in the game. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, I bet you that probably takes like maybe like 20, 10, 20 minutes to get from Detroit to Chicago in the
Yeah.
game. And like I just hope the Crew 2. I bet you the Crew 2 is probably gonna do like Europe now.
Yeah.
Which will be interesting, but hopefully now because now it's fully in development for next gen consoles. I believe it did it come out on PS3 and Xbox. Let me see. If not, I definitely believe it was in development for it. Yeah, it came out on Xbox 360, not on PS3 though.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's another big problem with it. But
Yeah.
I feel like they could do something decent there.
Yeah, the crew was sort of reminding me of how Need for Speed was before
Yeah,
a little bit, except the racing is not really the same.
yeah, and just a big map because
Mm-hmm.
Ubisoft needs to do everything open world nowadays. Like it's like it, open world games are fun and whatnot, but it's like it can get sometimes kind of annoying when every single fucking game is open world. Like
Yeah.
Ubisoft games, they're all open world. They always have some like stealth aspect to them.
Yeah. Like Assassin's Creed, obviously.
Yeah, and Far Cry, Watch Dogs, you can name it.
South Park probably won't.
Yeah, so South Park will probably where the
South
fractured.
Park will. I guess Far Cry 5 seems like it will be pretty good.
Yeah, and
But after that, I think South Park will probably be their second best game.
Yeah, the Assassin's Creed, it really depends on what they do with it. I feel
Mhm.
like if it's an interesting time zone, like there's been lots of rumors of Egypt, which I feel like it'd be alright.
Yeah.
Um, as long as it's not like the last two,
Mhm.
Unity and Syndicate, where it's like, it feels exactly the same as the Assassin's Creed Ezio trilogy. It's like
Mhm.
where it's, I believe Unity was in France, and then Syndicate was in Britain. I want to say
Yeah.
somewhere like the UK. Honestly, it was like 1850s, so somewhere around there. It was around when trains and whatnot were starting to get going. Like that. It's the settings are just kind of boring.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like you've already pretty much played this before.
yeah. Where like Assassin's Creed 4, like after Assassin's Creed 4, I'm like, oh, maybe they're going in the right direction because Assassin's Creed 4 had a really
Yeah,
cool
that was
setting.
Black Flag, right?
Yeah, it was a pirates and whatnot. It's like
Yeah.
that was a really good setting,
Uh-huh.
and it's something you don't see much in games.
Yep.
With like pirate stuff. And I felt like that. Honestly, lots of people like Assassin's Creed 2 a lot, but I feel like Assassin's Creed 4 is the best Assassin's Creed just because of the setting and the stuff you could do. Is a lot more interesting.
Mhm.
And I feel like doing that now could be really great because now they don't need to release it on Xbox 360 and PS3,
Mhm.
which didn't help a whole lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever of their big four titles, Far Cry 5, The Crew 2, Assassin's Creed, and South Park. Uh, I feel like South Park will probably be the best, mainly because it's South Park.
Mhm.
Uh, if Far Cry 5 does seem interesting, I bet you Far Cry 5 the villain will be good because previous two Far Cry or 3 and 4 both had really good villains. But yeah, The Crew 2, I feel like that's gonna be the worst, and then Assassin's Creed really depends on the setting.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, then going through some more stuff pretty quick. I feel like it's time for a new Trials game. 2014, I want to say, was when Trials Fusion came out.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
Spelled Trials wrong. Yeah, Fusion is either 2013. Yeah, April 15th, 2014. So,
Mhm.
I feel like it's time for a new one. I believe last year they released a Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon and Trials like crossover. That's really not the same thing as a new Trials game.
Yeah, it's not.
Because it had bike and whatnot, but then you go on foot and shoot stuff. Is more of the Blood Dragon stuff, but continuation of the story. I don't even know if that was good. That was like one of the game. That was like the game last year where they're like, you can buy it now. Um,
Yeah, there's always one of those.
yeah. Which I bet you if anything it'll be at Ubisoft's. But yeah, then there'll probably be a really cringeworthy Just Dance 2018 announcement, just like the past couple years. Then honestly, when I wrote this, it was still kind of a rumor, but then like artwork got leaked of it, which is a Rabbids slash Mario RPG title.
Mhm.
It looks utter shit. It looks terrible.
Yeah.
And if it's like Nintendo makes alright Mario RPGs. Um, but recently they've been kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Definitely Paper Mario that really isn't an RPG anymore.
Mm-mm.
Then there's the Mario and Luigi titles that are kind of shitty now. So yeah, I don't know if it'll be that great. Then we got some Tom Clancy stuff. Releasing shit games. There'll be a Hue expansion to the Division.
Yep.
Hue. I wrote Hugh down on the thing instead of huge. Uh, I don't know how I did that, but whatever. I feel like the division needs a big expansion. Um, kind of like how Destiny did with the Taken King. Honestly, I enjoyed Destiny more before the Taken King. Well, I already enjoyed Destiny before the Taken King. I enjoyed post Taken King Destiny better. But like the division, I just couldn't get into it. The story just felt shitty, and it's kind of unlike Destiny where it's sci-fi. It was just kind of meh. Where it's like, oh hey, there's some fucking sickness in New York. The game was probably one of my biggest upset ever. Like a game I was actually really excited for, and then it ended up being shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then there'll probably be some Rainbow Six Siege, maybe some DLC. I know that game. I heard is actually not that bad. Honestly, there's been free weekends on PC, and my PC just doesn't load it at all when I play the free weekend. So yeah, I know they're still releasing content for that game, so I bet you they'll continue on doing that before they release another Rainbow Six Siege. I was kind of upset
Yep.
with the game because it was only multiplayer. There's no like single player like story mode. There's like some mission stuff, kind of like Battlefront, but kind of shitty. Um, and then I feel like it's time for a new Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell game, either Splinter Cell 7 or a reboot of the Splinter Cell series.
Yeah.
Does it? I want to say 2013 was when Blacklist, I believe, was the title of it, came out. So, and that was before PS4 and Xbox One, I believe it released just like a month or two before, I believe. Yeah, August 20th, 2013. So, like 3 months or so before,
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4 months. Like November. So yeah, about 3 months beforehand. So yeah, and been a while since there's been a Splinter Cell game, so I feel like it's about time for that. Then another game I am not fully sure of this, but Beyond Good and Evil 2 was announced to be back in development uh at the end of last year, so I don't know, maybe they'll have something to show for it, but I it's a thing I really doubt. But anyways, moving on to Sony's conference, which will probably be the best for games.
Yeah, I would
Uh,
say as well.
it depends on how much they do PSVR. Um, but anyways, there'll be a lot of this is where a lot of third party stuff, what's not Ubisoft or EA, will be shown off. Honestly, I feel like there'll probably be some like Far Cry 5 or Battlefront 2, like quick mentions there. And whatnot. Then I bet you Call of Duty World War II will get its campaign and slash or multiplayer reveal there. Destiny 2 might get some more gameplay. And there'll probably be many more, you know, third party games. Obviously, then some, announcements for third party stuff. Which I'm not exactly sure what they would announce. I don't know. Some stuff. And obviously, then I bet you there'll be some PSVR, like please buy it, you know. And I bet you there'll probably be a price cut on PSVR, and then maybe the Slim and Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I can guarantee there'll be a price cut on PSVR, maybe like $50 cheaper.
Yeah.
Um, I can guarantee there will be of that because they obviously want PSVR to sell well. I feel like if Fallout 4 VR comes out on PSVR, then that would make me want to buy PSVR because legitimately that's like the only game I have interest in with VR. So
Mhm.
yeah, like there's nothing else. Like at least Batman Arkham VR, that was, I really didn't care for that, even though I'm a big Batman and big Arkham series fan. It's just like I know Resident Evil 7 was had VR in it. You could play the entire game in VR. That's interesting. I enjoyed Resident Evil 7 a lot, so like, but that's not something I am really super duper care about.
Yeah.
To play that game in VR is, it's like, oh, just now immersed in it, so I can get more scared. Even though now that I've played the game, I know where lots of those big fucking moments where they try to scare the shit out of you are.
Mhm.
So, you know, um, but yeah, they're probably gonna try to sell VR the best they can.
Yeah. A
But
lot of companies are gonna start. I mean, obviously, people have already started selling their VR shit, but they're all these gaming companies are gonna start going
yeah,
super hard on it in the coming years. Wouldn't be surprised if all these or at least like Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo. Obviously, Sony already has their VR, but if I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft and Nintendo both get their own VR shit too.
well, I know Microsoft is working on uh MR, which is mixed reality. And I
Uh-huh.
believe Phil Spencer said they aren't working on their own exclusive VR stuff for Scorpio. So
Uh-huh.
that kind of makes me think maybe they'll team up with Oculus or the Vive,
Yeah, one of those companies.
or HTC Vive,
Yeah, yeah.
to get support for that on the Scorpio.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't know. In Nintendo, I'm not sure about Nintendo. Honestly, the Switch is kind of in a different market entirely. So
Yeah.
honestly, the Switch is gonna do well. It is already doing well. But I feel like that really depends on how much third party they get.
Yeah.
Like if they get Call of Duty World War II on there, then even if
I
it's
don't
not,
see why they won't. Because
e-
they always got all the other Call of Duties beforehand, not the
yeah,
last couple years, but like,
yeah, I believe they got Call of Duties up until like Ghost. I want to say.
yeah,
Obviously they weren't like,
they weren't as good on the Wii, but
yeah, yeah. And the Wii U, they're a bit better versions, but they weren't still
they
incredible
never,
versions.
yeah, they were never meant to be anything special
Yeah,
because they knew, well, for one, like whatever, like Activision knew that they wouldn't sell a ton of copies on the Wii or Wii U.
yeah. I feel
And
like if they do release Call of Duty World War II on the Switch, obviously this is a topic I have in the Nintendo thing, but I feel like
yeah,
they might just not add the campaign mode like with Black Ops 3 on 360 and PS3. Obviously the graphics probably won't be as shitty as they were on Xbox 360 and PS3
yeah,
versions of Black Ops 3, but whatever, the World War II version, I bet you'll definitely have at least multiplayer in either zombie mode or campaign mode.
yeah,
One or the other, but it'll definitely have multiplayer. But yeah. Anyways, with the Sony exclusive titles, obviously they have a shit ton. They're
yeah,
they're really dominating in that right now, which is Microsoft really needs to get out and get some exclusive games
yeah, for real.
announced because right now they have God of War, which is either going to come out this year or next year. Uncharted Lost Legacy, which is a um, DLC, the standalone DLC to Uncharted 4, which comes out in August. Then they have Detroit Become Human,
Mm.
which also wrote, please change the title to just Detroit or like FrosTiC here said, to just Become Human earlier. Uh,
Yeah,
it's like
something like
just
that.
Detroit Become Human doesn't sound like a good title at all.
Yeah, it doesn't sound enticing. Like it doesn't seem like a game. Like there's some games the title seems interesting, so like, oh, maybe I'll check this out, and maybe I'll buy it. But it just honestly doesn't even seem
Yeah, the
like interesting at all.
yeah the actual game you play as like kind of like cyborgish kind of people, like robots but are
Yeah, I
look like
remember.
human.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember seeing the trailer last year. Wasn't there like some person like on a roof or something?
Yeah, and you had and you're like a officer.
An agent or
Yeah,
something like that.
and you're trying to get him to, and you had like a kid and a gun with gun to
Yeah,
the
yeah. It
kid's
was like a
head.
hostage situation.
Yeah, and like they're showing off how there's so many different outcomes. Like
Yeah.
it's by the same people who did Heavy Rain, and
Mhm.
then like their last game, Beyond Two Souls. Beyond Two Souls wasn't that great, honestly. I know lots of people loved Heavy Rain, but me,
Mhm.
I enjoy it the most as a comedy because there's lots of stupid shit in it.
Yeah.
Just some of the characters are just really dumb. Um,
I
and
remember seeing a clip on YouTube. I think it's from that game where like you're chasing somebody.
yeah,
Is that happen? And then if you don't click any of the buttons, your guy just falls over
yeah,
everything.
that's when you're playing as Norman Jaden and because he's the FBI agent and he's chasing after the guy and you fucking like fail all those quick time events and he's fucking
He's
fall all
he's
over
like
the place.
yeah, yeah. It's like hilarious looking.
Yeah, and whatever. So sometimes in some of the stupidest situations, right at the end of the game, the one character died just because he had to like swerve the controller really weirdly, and while you're on the motorcycle, trying to evade the cops, like you had to fucking
Yeah.
swerve it really weird. Um, and it so fucking the character died because of that. It wasn't the character riding the motorcycle either. It was a it was the character in the warehouse. And for viewers, I did a let's play just back in April, March. So and whatever that's the finale.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this, and, you know, honestly, I haven't played Beyond Two Souls or whatever it's called yet, but I know that one wasn't as great. But
Yeah.
hopefully this title is good. It has an interesting
Yeah.
no
Like
stuff to it.
interesting. Yeah, interesting concept. I mean, Heavy Rain's still a pretty good game, but hopefully this Detroit Become Human game they kind of clean up some of the stuff that Heavy Rain failed with. Not really
Yeah.
failed, but like,
Yeah, it says some of the more stuff that makes it because it's supposed to be a really serious, depressing game, and
yeah.
sometimes it comes off more as a comedy. It's kind of
Yeah.
like the Room, that movie,
Mhm.
where it's supposed to be a very serious movie and it comes off as a comedy.
Yeah, but that
Honestly, it's not
movie
as
the
bad.
act
It's
that
not as
movie
bad as that.
yeah,
So
that movie just is bad because the acting is horrible.
yeah. But anyways, moving on to the next game, Spider-Man, which is a game I'm pretty excited for,
Yeah, I think a lot of people are really excited for that one.
because yeah, just there's
Hasn't
actually
really been. I mean, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been so huge for movies, but they haven't really branched out into video games with it
yeah,
that much. There's been like Lego stuff and like
yeah.
kid. It's just like kid type stuff.
Yeah, the Lego games are still fun and whatnot. Like those are like other than like
Yeah, but you want a
Nintendo.
more serious type of
Yeah,
thing too.
like there is Guardians of the Galaxy by Telltale right now.
Yeah,
I haven't played that yet though. And I know there's obviously Spider-Man coming out. And Square Enix has their Avengers project, which could possibly be shown off at the Sony conference.
hmm
However, like it really seems like now Marvel is trying to get their video game
yeah,
stuff out there. It'd be interesting if they start making their own like Marvel Cinematic Universe, but for games,
yeah. That'd be cool.
because that's something that really hasn't been done before.
Mm-mm.
Uh, like like it get it through different developers and whatnot,
hmm
and maybe like different publishers would even be bigger than that.
Yeah.
So, and if I feel like anyone could do it, I feel like Marvel could because they've been so successful with the cinematic universe, with the
Mhm.
movies and TV shows and whatnot.
Yeah, Netflix and all that stuff.
Yeah, because that's something that has never been done before, and now all these companies are wanting to do it,
Yep.
and they fail at it every time. Like
Mhm.
how the Dark Universe just started with the Mummy, and the Mummy's already awful.
Yeah.
Honestly, DC's starting to pick theirs up a bit more with
Yeah, Wonder
Wonder
Woman
Woman.
apparently pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet though.
Yeah, we'll go see it soon, I guess.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, another game, Days Gone, which is kind of weird. Last year at E3, they showed the trailer
Oh
for it,
yeah.
and
It
then they ended off with the
with it
gameplay.
too. Yeah,
That
people thought that was gonna be something else, and then they
like The
went to
Last of
that.
Us. Obviously, The Last of Us Part Two got announced uh 6 months ago at the PlayStation Experience, but
Mhm.
yeah, like it seemed interesting, and then then it's a post-apocalyptic like zombie menace
Yeah.
kind of game. I feel like if it was just a post-apocalyptic game, like post-apocalyptic doesn't need to be like zombie,
Mhm.
like it can be other stuff, which is a
It doesn't even need to be like a disease or like anything like that. Like, what?
mm,
Wonder why they don't ever try to do like some like apocalyptic event that isn't like
mm-hmm.
that. Like, why couldn't it be like some like like storm or weather or
Yeah, that like
hell even like a meteor somehow and there's somehow survivors. I don't know.
yeah, obviously there's the Fallout games which kind of
Yeah.
go into that, but other than that in gaming, like I really don't
It's
know
always
much other.
zombies or some like
Yeah,
alienish type freaking thing.
yeah, like there's some good zombie stuff and whatnot, but it's like nowadays it's starting to become so like it's just like you know it's
Yeah.
kind of a little weird. And honestly, Days Gone, like they already have The Last of Us, which is already a post-apocalyptic kind of game.
Mhm.
Obviously, that's not The Last of Us. It really isn't zombies. They're more like fungus, I believe, is what they were. Like they're just just people go fucking crazy if
Yeah.
they get infected with the fungus shit. Oh, obviously, you still get infected by bite marks, but it wasn't full blown. It was kind of something new as zombies. But the story with the Joel and Ellie in The Last of Us was really good, so that made it stand out. Kind of like
Mhm.
how the Left 4 Dead games, those kind of stand out from post-apocalyptic. But then again, those were right before the big kind of like shit ton of zombie titles releasing,
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And really, it really started to end once The Last of Us came out because then the companies couldn't top The Last of Us.
Yeah, that game's such a good game that it's like hard to even like
Yeah,
compete with it.
yeah. And obviously, The Last of Us Part Two. I feel like
Wonder when that will come out. What do you think?
probably 2018 is my best guess.
Yeah.
Or maybe even 2019.
Yeah, I was
Um,
gonna say 2019 maybe instead.
yeah. To recently, Naughty Dog's been releasing their games and like because The Last of Us came out very beginning of June 2013.
Mhm.
Last year in 2016, Uncharted 4 came out at the beginning of May. Obviously, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, that's DLC, but that comes out in August. So
Mhm.
like Naughty Dog and like Rockstar and whatnot are like two developers what make they don't fucking care about getting the Christmas or holiday season release date in
Mhm.
time because they'll release their game any time of the year.
Yeah.
Because it Naughty Dog and Rockstar are two really good developers, so yeah. Um, so yeah, and then there's probably something I'm forgetting about. I know I didn't list Death Stranding, but Kojima already said that he's not gonna be showing that off at E3 because
Mhm.
they just started like the official like actual game development. So there's not much for them to show. Uh,
Yeah.
which that game I bet you will probably be pretty big at next year's E3. Which that'll probably come out in like 2020. It'll probably be like one of the last big exclusives for PS4.
Yeah.
Um, and obviously it's Kojima, so it's gonna be most likely good and
Yeah.
weird. Cause
Yeah, just from like the previews and teasers that have been shown for that game already, it just looks weird.
yeah,
It's like hard to even pick up on what it's even gonna like be based around or whatever.
yeah, he could really say that about Metal Gear also. Like, Metal Gear obviously isn't as weird. Obviously, there's still weird aspects of it, but like really trying to fully understand the full Metal Gear story is kind of hard.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah. But anyways, and then I feel like what they're gonna like last year they started the show of God of War.
Mhm.
Um, which I might do that again this year. But they're definitely gonna show what Sucker Punch has been working on. But Infamous Second Son came out in 2014, like April or March of 2014.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since they've released a full blown title. I know in like August of 2014 there's a expansion to Second Son,
Mhm.
standalone expansion. But yeah, either they might be working on a new Infamous title like Infamous 3 or Second Son 2 or some new Infamous title or a new IP they could be working on. Don't know exactly yet. But no, I feel like it's gonna be interesting what they're doing. That At first I thought because I heard rumor last year of the Spider-Man game, I thought they were gonna be working on the Spider-Man game, but then it was Insomniac who worked on Ratchet and Clank and Sunset Overdrive. Again, they did, but yeah, I feel like that'll be it for Sony. Obviously, they're gonna be probably the winner of E3, um, most likely. But yeah. Anyways, moving on to the final one, Nintendo. Nintendo, I don't have much for. Um, Obviously, Gary said Super Mario Odyssey will be getting a lot, which I'm pretty excited for Super Mario Odyssey. Uh, over Super Mario Sunshine is one of my favorite is
Oh
my
yeah.
favorite game of all time. So, and this is kind of going back to what they did with 64 and Sunshine. So, I'm pretty excited for it. I know lots of people enjoyed the Galaxy games. I really didn't care for them that much, and 3D World and was alright. It wasn't that great though. But I do feel like Mario Odyssey could be one of the best. Um, don't know how it'll be up against 64 and Sunshine yet. I know not that many people like Sunshine. I'm one of the very few people who love it. Probably one of the 5 people who call it their favorite game of all time. Um, but yeah. Anyways, then moving on. I bet you there'll probably be some Metroid announcement. Probably Metroid Prime 4. Um, then there'll be probably a Super Smash Bros. Wii U Deluxe for Switch version, or maybe Melee HD. But and then probably some more Wii U Deluxe versions. Like, I don't know what else. Super Mario Maker Deluxe, or maybe Super Mario Maker 2. I love that. Then probably some Splatoon 2 stuff. Then Virtual Console details. Probably a quick mention of ARMS. Maybe Mother 3 for Virtual Console. Uh, then I can guarantee a new Animal Crossing for Switch. Then probably some third-party stuff. Then 3DS stuff. Then probably some stuff for the online service. They already talked about that though. That'll probably be it for Nintendo. And that's it for the predictions. There's nothing else to predict. But went through Nintendo pretty fast because they're pretty simple. But anyways, we'll be starting the coverage of E3 tomorrow with EA's conference. Um, and then after that, we'll be doing Microsoft's and Bethesda's and Ubisoft, Sony's, and Nintendo's. And then afterwards, once E3 is over, we'll be probably doing a big roundup of E3 news. I know there is two other conferences with Devolver Digital and PC Gamer Show. Devolver Digital's is directly after Bethesda's, so it's gonna be at 1 a.m. Eastern. So I'm not gonna fucking watch that till the morning. But anyways, that'll probably be it for this. Anyways, I've been the Xcon here with FrosTiC. See you guys in the next one.